Hey guys, I'm Exodia, and today we're doing a new tutorial in our Roblox Advanced Scripting Tutorial series. Today we'll be making a tutorial on click detectors and showing how you can use those in your game. Basically, what a click detector allows you to do is you ever want to make a part and then be able to cause some effects to happen when clicking on that part, a click detector can allow you to do that. Now to set this up, we can insert a new part into our workspace. We'll set the anchored value to true and call it click part. If you want, you can customize the part however you want, or if it's like a mesh, then you can just insert the click detector like so. You just go in your part and then click on that plus and then type click detector. And then there is two parameters, there's two properties, of the click detector that could be important to you. Max activation distance. This is how far away you can get from the click detector to be able to activate it in studs. So here it always defaults to 32 studs. And then you have a cursor icon that you could set. By default, the cursor icon that will display will look a little bit like this. It's just a generic cursor icon that just shows that you're hovering over it. You can change it to whatever you want that correlates with your game. However, to start scripting with this click detector, we'll insert a script and call it click detector script, like so. And basically, to start, we'll get a variable for the click detector. So local click detector equals script.parent. And the reason that we use a server script is because the 4 events that you can use with the click detector is mainly friendly to use on the server. You can use it on, you can use them on the client. However, you are required to use remote events to cause changes on the server with the click detector. And I just think that it works better with the server script because it's easier. So to start, we'll do click detector, then we'll do dot and go all the way down to our events. And there's 4 events we can use here. Mouse click, which triggers every time you left click on the object with a click detector inside of it when you're in the range. Mouse hover enter, when you hover over the click detector inside of the object. Mouse hover leave, when you stop hovering over the object with the click detector in it. And then right mouse click, when you right click on the object with a click detector. So here we'll do mouse click, :connect, so that'll be click detector dot mouse click :connect function. And a default parameter passed here is the player. So what we can do then is we can print player.name concatenate clicked on the part. And concatenating, basically we're getting a string here, player.name, and then we're just combining it with this string. Because if we don't want to type it out as, for example, my username, clicked on the part, we can write it as player.name to get whenever a player clicks on the part, their name, and then combine it with this string, so that looks nice. So if we click on the part, then as you can see, it prints. And now you could actually use any of your code in here. It'll just work, For example, we could actually change the part, so script.parent.parent.brickcolor equals brickcolor.new. We could change it to red, really red. And then if we test this and click on it, then as you can see, it changes the color to red. Now, another thing that we could do is we'll move on to mouse hover enter. So click detector dot mouse hover enter :connect function. And what we could do is we could also chain this with, we'll demonstrate both mouse hover enter and mouse hover leave. So click detector dot mouse hover leave :connect function. And so what we'll do is instead of clicking to change the color, we will actually change the color when we hover over it and then change it back to its regular. So we'll do the mouse hover leave first. So script.parent.parent.brickcolor equals brickcolor.new medium stone gray, medium stone gray, which is the default color when you insert a part into the workspace. And then for our mouse hover enter, we'll just change script.parent.parent.brickcolor equals brickcolor.new. We'll do new yellow. So as you can see, if we were to hover over it, it changes yellow. When we unhover, it changes back to normal. And then the last thing that we have to demonstrate is mouse click dot right mouse click :connect function. Player is also passed as a parameter here, so we can print player.name right clicked the part. So if we were to left click on this part, we could left click on it all we want, but because we're using the right click, it'll only print when we right click on the part, as you can see. Now this is really all we need to know for click detectors. I mean, you know, you could apply this to your game. It's pretty simple to apply to your game. Just got to remember that you should really only be using the server scripts for it. Now, if you would like to make a GUI display whenever you click on a part, let's just make a simple screen GUI here. And make a frame. And we're just for the sake of the demonstration, we're not actually gonna, we're just gonna set that into invisible and call this my GUI. So instead, we'll do click detector dot mouse click :connect function, pass the player, and because it's really only good to use server scripts for click detectors. I know I mentioned that the client can also be used with remote events, but it's really just better to use server scripts. So with the player pass, we could do player :find first child, and what we could find is something called player GUI. Now, even though when you're in your Explorer, it's a starter GUI, this gets replicated to every single client. Inside of the player, in an instance called player GUI. This will store all the GUIs you create, and when editing GUIs on the server, you have to get the player GUI specific inside of that player. So we'll do player :find first child player GUI :find first child my GUI, and this will locate the my GUI we created inside of the player's player GUI when it gets replicated. Then we can do .frame .visible equals true. In doing so, if we were to test the game out, we will see that, boom, the frame pops up. Now, this is really the only stuff I wanted to show with click detectors. They're very useful. In fact, let's just check. I'm not 100% sure if with mouse hover enter and mouse hover leave. I just want to be sure if the player is a parameter. I believe it should be a default pass parameter. So we'll print player .name is hovering over the part, and then click detector .mouse hover leave :connect function player print player.name stopped hovering over the part. And let's just check to make sure the player is passed as a parameter. It is, okay. So whenever you're working with click detectors, these are the four main events. Click detector .mouse click :connect function and then click detector dot right mouse click connect function. These are the four main events that you will use in your game with click detectors, and they all pass the player as the first parameter. Just like when you're firing a remote event to this, when it's received on the server, it passes the player that fires it. In this case, all four of these events pass the player that triggers the click detector or triggers the event. And yeah, this is all you really need to know about click detectors and how you can use them in your game. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video, as well as if you had any confusion over the video or you have any critiques for how I just make my videos, feel free to leave that in the comments below, because I try to check all the comments and respond to them. Anyways, that's it. I plan to upload a video every day this week. So yeah, placement system part 4 isn't gonna be. I wanted to do it on Friday, but I just ran out of time, so that's gonna be on this Friday. Otherwise, we're gonna have advanced scripting tutorial series every day this week, Monday through Friday. We're Monday through Thursday, and then placement system part 4 on Friday. So yeah, see ya.